There we are. We're all set up. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Make yourself at home. Take a seat. Curl up under a quilt. Whatever you want to do. But it's Thursday night, which is usually our Wednesday night, isn't it? And I do apologise. First and foremost, I must apologise. It was just a little bit dodgy, and you know what I'm like. When there's something I can't control. Good evening, Diane. Good evening, Joe. Good evening, Elizabeth. Donna, hi. Maureen, Karen, good evening. So Denise, hi. Mark, hi. Chris Otto's here too. Chris, we have a little in-house joke about you, mate. No, it's not bad. It's got nothing to us both being Hillsville girls. Can I get it and show you? Every time we wrap one of your parcels, poor Chris, she'll be dying at the moment. We always make sure we use this sticky tape dispenser because it's your surname. Just a little intel for you. Anyway, yes, so it was only early yesterday. I said, I can't do this for the next 7 hours in the hope that it will get better. And you know what? It did get better. And then I was really annoyed that I had made that call early in the day. Good evening, Rosemary. Hi, Susan. Cheryl, good evening. Hi, Bobby. How are you? Marisa Peter is coming to a workshop. Sorry, we'll get to that in a minute. Ginny is here. Can you hear her? It's windy outside and it's warm and Mum's in the shed. Dad's not here and she's running amok. She's just, I don't want to have to put her out, but she's running amok at the moment. We've got that big round high table, you know, the one in the middle of the room, and I've got a big cloth over it now and it's like hide and seek, in and out. Kay Weller, I can see you're here. Good evening to you. Denise, oh my goodness me. Everybody, just send your love to Denise tonight. I'm not going to tell you why. Denise had a day. Denise had a day and a half. She's going to do it all again tomorrow. And I'm thinking of you, lovely, and what a day. Yes, you are famous. Jane Bale, good evening to you. There are only 2 spots left at the Creative Escape, and don't panic. One of them is not yours. Jane had a really rough day. Well, she wasn't able to come to the last escape, so she's coming to this one. Don't worry, I've got your ticket. You're all good. There are only 2 left. Jeanette, good evening. Evening from a windy Edinburgh, South Australia, in a caravan. Are you there for the machine quilting festival thing? Are you there for that? I know Angela from So Bright Quilting is there. There's a few people there, I know, this week. Teaching, working, shops. Good evening, Doreen. How are you? Are you good? Anne Evans. Oh, Midnight Melba kit arriving today. Is it? Is that our first one to hit the UK? I don't know, but that's really exciting. Excuse me. Ginny Chandler. Children. It's like when you're on the phone and they just start talking because you're on the phone. Meg, good evening. Oh, you're up tonight, Meg. Del, good evening to you. Gail, hi. Heather, hi. So, Liz, I can't keep up with you all now. No, just holidays. Oh, nice. Do you know, you've been married to someone tomorrow for, hypothetically, what year is it? For 32 years tomorrow. Aww. Should post up a wedding photo for you, shouldn't I? On Sunday. Oh, kill me. We were so cute and so young and so thin. Well, I was thin and Rob had a lot of dark hair. 32 wonderful years. Anyway, you're married to someone for that long and you think they know South Australia because we had our honeymoon in the Barossa. And there's another whole story behind that of why we did. Something to do with me building a dairy dessert factory at Mount Gambier. Anyway, I digress. The man hasn't been to Robe. I can't believe it. That's like institution for me, childhood. I have to take him to Robe. I have to go to South Australia. Pauline Boyke, good evening to you. Thank you very much for the butterfly. I love it. Lynn Genevieve. Oh, hello. Genevieve's here from Candina Craft, South Australia, and thanks for your more Daydreams order. I'm glad you love it. And I sent you an email and you replied, and that's all good. It's going out tomorrow for you. So, all good. Sue, hi. Oh, Sue Simpson's here too. This is really lovely. This is just our little, you know, it's our midweek get together. It's like in days gone by when I used to go to a quilting group every week. It's my little escape from the world, either from a high stress executive job and then away from 2 young children I'd live with Rob. It's like our little midweek quilty get together. That's how I look at it now. It's really lovely. I may or may not still have my grotty work pants on. It's the news desk. It's all very glam under the counter, and you might get a glimpse of it later. Anyway, so tonight we've been talking about bags, and I'm going to continue, because it's all real-time stuff, going to continue with the second of our free download patterns tonight. Sorry, I've been so switched on wholesale this week. Genevieve, if you want to use these, they're on our website, free downloads, you may use them as well. That's perfectly fine. But all that, they're not a pattern, are they? They're what we actually combine with the free download tote pattern. So last week, hey, can you tell the difference in the stand? So after me being grumpy, oh, I got so off track then. After me being grumpy about the internet and deciding to cancel yesterday, 10 minutes later, Nick the Sparky rang and said, I can come and do your studio lights today. So even, it would have been really hard because he didn't finish until about 6 o'clock. He had other things to do here as well. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but we quadrupled the amount of lights overhead. So when I do this now, I hope you can see it, but when I do this now, it's all lovely and bright, and particularly because we want to use that other studio wall to look at quilts and things, so we've got 2 on the go. It's super bright, and I must tell you, the big difference for me is I usually have 6 separate stand lights on. I've only got 3, and so my eyes, after I finish a show with the ring lights, I'm kind of walking around like this for about 20 minutes. You know, when the flash goes off on a camera and you can see it, I have usually 3 little rings and 3 rectangles. I've only got 3 on tonight, and I think it's much better. Not as many shadows. So we'll see. It'll depend on what I've got on the stand. So Nick came. So it was all meant to be, and I'm really grateful that you've joined me this evening. Or whenever you're watching it, this will be on the Chandler's Cottage live show playlist on YouTube. So this is what we did last week. We did this one. No. We did this one. What's underneath there? Oh, the bee. We did these. We did a whole combo. And this is what we came up with in the end. I think you can see that. It's still hard to see my buzzy bee, isn't it? It doesn't matter what I do. Let's just have another go over here. Oh, now you can see him. There you go. So that's my buzzy bee. You can see he's got a bit of a gleam over him. I've painted him with Odie coat to protect him when he's on my bag. So that is the first one done that we did with this layout, with the Melba tote and with the bee for our stitchery. So there's just all little combinations, and you can flick back through Facebook or you can find them on YouTube. And then this is our next one that we started. Wasn't last week, was it? It was the week before. I wasn't here last Wednesday. That's right. Okay, so this is the one we're working on now, and I want to show you what's on the stand. Just give me 2 ticks so you know what we're doing tonight. So this is the other layout. So this is called the Big Bold Pocket Tote. It is a layout with dimensions, and then you'll combine this with what we talk about midweek shows and also with the Melba tote. So this is where we got to last time, and just before you got here, I started assembling the pocket that sits that way. I've put it in the wrong way again. I can't believe it, because I was thinking that it was, let's just take that off, and we're going to put it on the other end because I want it up the top. So this pocket here from last time are these two sections here. And I'm just going to put my glasses on and pop this back on now so that I don't get carried away later and fly through it on the sewing machine. And do you remember when we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, we were comparing using walking feet and zipper feet, and I've come to the conclusion I will run my, you know what, let's just bear with me, it's got to go on this end. I'm going to use my zipper foot for putting the zip in, but then I'm going to switch to my walking foot and move my needle across to do the top stitch. Because remember, we just thought with the stitch enhancer underneath, even though it's a super gorgeous thin kind of batting, hallelujah, it still needs, there it is under there, it still needs a little bit of extra support so it doesn't gather up. So I'm going to do that. These are these funky new flower pulls. I didn't tag them tonight. I haven't tagged this stuff. But if you put in funky flower, they will come up. So we're going to add this other side onto this pocket, which is here tonight. And then we've got another strip. I've got everything else sitting under here. We're going to add this strip on. This is the facing behind our pocket. So we'll just keep going with this tonight and have a good play. I am just going to, oh, I'm missing my bit here, guys. I'm going to have to, I don't know where it went. We'll have to do that one again. So I just want to pull this all down and move it aside just so I can show you a few bits before we get onto this. Fold like that and pop that way. Is the lighting that good now you can actually see my phone and who I'm talking to? Thanks to Jet. Not always. Oh, Ruthie, hello, how are you? Oh, Ruth Shelberg is here from a very wet outback Queensland. Mate, it's so good to see you've made it in. I'm so pleased you're here. That's great. Height of efficiency, not always, Genevieve, but I'm very textile pantry focused at the moment. Gidget. Seriously, Gidge, you have no idea how I just went inside and grabbed the mousse. There was plans for a second shower, a full blow wave, the whole bit, and I left the shed at 7:15 when Will went home because he'd been working tonight. Thank you, Donna. I will let Nick know. When he walked in, I said, we're going to add studio lighting to your resume. I think he was quite chuffed about that. That's fine, Genevieve, not a problem at all. They are mostly all up on the Textile Pantry website for you now, I think, but stay tuned, and a newsletter for shop owners on Monday. Hello, Robin. Thanks for joining us. Got to stick with the plan, Lise. All right, I'm going to put this over here. Now, let's talk workshops first. First of all, and a big shout out to Petra and to Catherine, who said she hadn't been well. Both of them, I haven't checked with Petra, both of them saw on Facebook that I was running the Goulburn bag workshop. And for both of them, they got very excited because they thought that meant I was running workshops in Goulburn. No, I'm running a bag called the Goulburn. And the reason it's called the Goulburn is because I first taught it I've only taught it once before, and I taught it at Shepparton Sewing Centre. So I wanted a name that kind of celebrated the fact I was back at Shep Sewing Centre. Yeah, so that's why it's called that, and it kind of suited with the gum trees and the whole bit. So this is the bag that I am running. This one here. You're going to ask me the date now, and I don't remember. It's the first Sunday in May. It's all on the website. Tonight's word is Goulburn, so you can search for everything we're talking about under that and the bag. Un momento. Yeah, no, the 4th. The 4th. We're running it on the 4th of May. So that's on the website for you. I want to show you the bag because it is, I think it's always a big commitment to go to a workshop. And if you are going to travel a little bit to get here, like so many of you are for the Creative Escape, you want to be sure it's something that you want to do. So, and that you're going to get value for your money. I'm not into that term, bang for your buck. I don't know why. I like value for money. So, the day includes Rob cooking scones. That alone. Rob cooking his famous scones. Full morning tea and lunch with any dietary requirements will be well considered, from full carnivore to vegan and everything in between. So Rob and I will be catering for the day for you, and we will look after you. We hope really well and spoil you rotten. That's what we love to do. So you're going to be looked after. It'll be warm and cozy in the shed, and we're going to have a really fun day. And this is the bag you're going to start work on. Now, if I said to you you could make it in a day, I'm not actually, that would be a lie. It really would, because the main objective of this workshop is to get you totally au fait with, expert with different types of machine applique. So that's what we're actually going to do. So during the day, we're going to, oh, here it is. Do you want to sit on your mat? Thank you. We're going to try out lots of different applique techniques. I'm going to push you with your machine to try different things. Excuse me, cork. Felted wool, some Sue Spargo gorgeous stuff. We're just going to try all different types of stuff. I'll give you a little close-up and explain. No, we're going to do it on the overhead because we have light. There we go. So if I hold this up here for you, you'll be able to see some of the different techniques that we're going to be playing with. So where's a good example to start? We start easy and then we work our way up. All right, keep it really simple. I don't like doing that up there. Just one tick. I'm just going to move that camera and move that. Sorry, I know you've been left in the lurch. There we go. Let's do this one. That's better. So we're going to start nice and easy. We're going to play with some cork. For those of you who've used cork, you know it's fantastic, and it's like sewing through butter. It's lovely. Hi, Jen. And then we're going to do some bag out work. For those of you in Quilter's Life, you'll be all over this. We're going to do some pre-shaping and some bagging out like we've been doing in the club with our balls. And then, thank you. A little bit more of it down here. Then we're going to start mixing it up a bit. So we're going to cut out a leaf from our felt, and we're going to leave a hole, and we're going to insert a quilted piece underneath. And then you'll see there's all different combinations. Here we're putting wool and batik in. Here we're doing some more pre-piecing, but we're actually going to sew, we're going to sew and pre-shape this leaf with cork and batik first. So I love doing this one because that one's quilted too. On the back, a heap more. Little vine one. I love this because after a while, I hope Jane is testimony to this because she was doing it too. People started going, oh, let's do this way. Oh no, let's use that technique. Why don't we use technique 1 and we'll combine it with technique 5. It was on, and it was really, really lovely to watch people embrace all of the techniques and become comfortable with them enough to use them and play with them the way they want. Now, those also in A Quilter's Life will remember a couple of years ago I made a quilt in 5 days for the North of the Yarra Quilters. It wasn't last year, the year before. Kind of. I think that was right. Somewhere in there I did. And I used a lot of these different techniques, and this bag was inspired by making that quilt. We also did in A Quilter's Life a version of the Out and About bag. So if you're in the club, go back and have a look. We've used one of these leaves as an example on the front of one of those little bags. So you can have a look. This is going to cover a heap more. You've got an asymmetrical pocket on the back and asymmetrical, it's my favourite new word, on the front. I have never sewn this on because I wanted to demo how to do it. So that's on there. So it's not a hugely complicated bag. It doesn't have zips in it. You can add zips if you want. But I wanted this to primarily be about celebrating different machine applique techniques. So we've got reverse applique, pre-shaping, bagging out, a whole heap. So we're going to work on those during the day. We're going to try all the different techniques, and then I will give a demo to you in the afternoon after lunch of how the bag all goes together, and then you'll be able to keep working with me by your side for the afternoon as long as you want to make that bag. So the workshop's $150, and you pay 50% now to hold your spot, and then you pay the balance on the day. But what I really want to show you is what you're getting for your kit that's included in the workshop, because these are, every time I work it out, they are valued at $75. So I just want to show you these. And if you're thinking, can I do this, Lisa will do it as a pattern later? No, she won't. This is a workshop. This, oh, you know, I thought about it. This is a pure workshop. I might be able to do simplified ones or something later, but this is workshop. So you've got your thread, and you can see there's two different colorways here. This is the one that this bag here has been made with. They all come with black as their main color, and I can see, I need to put black in. Oh yes, I can see it from here. It's over on the bench. I was getting all these out and measuring how much black was in the kit to do the value, and I've left it on the other bench, but both of them come with the black. So this one here, you've got all your little pre-cut pieces of fabric. There's your felt, there's your cork on the back. These are all the different little mediums that we are going to use to pre-shape and pad out our leaves. And there's Sue Spargo's wool in there. So that's that one with the black. And this one is the mint green. So this one will come with my mint green gum leaves for the lining. And this one's got all these colours. There's the beautiful mint green cork for this one. And there is the felt that we're going to use. This was not last year, the year before, and I had the foresight to save the cork in case I decided to do it again. So there's a bit of a panic, and then I was very happy to see that I had the cork to do them. So that's what we're doing in that workshop, and I am so excited about finally picking a date to start workshops here. But you know, on reflection, it was a lot of work here because it was a really hot, long summer. And some of the days I looked at, and then it was like 39 degrees. Really glad we're not doing a workshop today. But now it is autumn. We've had the most gorgeous week of autumn so far. And haven't we, Jen? It's all been super duper. So this will be a really nice thing to do at the start of May. And then after that, just going to sit that back up here, we have another workshop, which, for those of you coming to the Creative Escape, please don't kill me, but the way it works is Megan is coming, Megan Lancaster, Lancaster Textiles, is coming down to stay. You know, she's a great mate. She's a Chandler's Cottage girl from way, way back. Used to work in my shop. We used to do shows together, had a hoot. Megan's coming down from Oyen for the Creative Escape, and that's just fabulous. And I said, you're not coming all that way again this year. Remember when she was here last year? We had a great time. I said, you're not coming all that way if you're not going to teach. So she's teaching on the Tuesday after the Creative Escape, so that's the 27th. So if you're a little way away, please don't be mad with me. It's so close to the Creative Escape, but I do expect quite a few local girls to come, and this is a brilliant workshop. If you haven't made a lot of bags and you have a zip phobia, this is the bag, and I'm so sitting in on this workshop. I won't cause trouble, I promise. I'll be good. I was good in Kate's workshop. I was. Megan's doing this. Now, I've looked at this bag today and yesterday, inside out, round the other way. Ginny, could you please go shut the door? Oh, it's windy, Gin. I've turned it inside out, round the other way. I cannot work out how she's done it, so it's very clever, Chucky. In here, I have padded it out with bag panels that have not been finished, and some batting. My phone's gone to sleep. Where's my phone gone to sleep? It knows it's not. Oh, because I looked at dates. Here we go. There we are. Alright, so it does my head in. Here's the bag. We've called it Megan's magical zipper bag because it's magic. So you've got the zip that comes around both sides, you can see that, and a lot of us will have seen this technique here before, wondered how it worked. Lots of things for it on YouTube, I'm sure there is. However, check this out, there are no raw edges inside. See, it is literally fully reversible. You've got these little cute bits here on the inside, and if I had them on my outside, I'd have a little keyringy thing off there. But this is the inside. So Megan's going to teach you how to do one of these recessed zips for your pocket in there. And then she's got an overlaid pocket with a little press stud, and she's bringing her stud thing on the day if you want to put your snap on. There. Meg, you've been teaching this up north, haven't you? Up your way. The girls love it. She's like, I'm really glad I locked in this date. I'm really glad she's coming to the Creative Escape because she's getting a little bit busy teaching this round up Northern Victoria. Isn't that just the coolest thing? So this workshop is 100 for the day, and that also includes your kit, morning tea and lunch. And we're only popping in 8 students into each class, so everyone's going to get all the help they need, all the tuition they need on both mine and Megan's. But this, so cool. If you haven't done a lot of bags before, you haven't done a lot of zips before, and you'd really like some hands-on guidance and learning some super cool techniques and ultimately a great bag at the same time, that's my spiel. Do I have to count myself in the 8? Probably not. I'll just hover, like, so 8.5 in this one. It's going to be great. It's going to be really, really good fun. And Megan is an absolute joy to have here. I'm hoping that in the middle of all that busyness, if we call it that, busyness of the Creative Escape on the Saturday, I'm really hoping Megan and I can pull off just a little show for you and a little bit of a chat on the Monday night or on the Sunday. We'll see how we go. So hopefully we'll also fit that in so everyone can say hi. I'm going to put that back up here. On the shelf for you tonight as well, before we get to my pockets, I just want to do a really pretty display for you, but at the same time I have tagged them up. So this looks gorgeous. Oh, one thing I haven't mentioned, Megan is bringing a whole heap of kits with her in lots of different colours and textures and things, so you'll be able to pick yours on the day, and she will have this one, multiples of this one with her. So if you do like the mirror ball, it'll be ready, but she'll have a beautiful, I've seen some of her bags and I've seen the kits, so she'll have a lovely selection, and you'll just be able to get here and on a whim pick one that really takes your eye to make on the day. So that'll be super. All right, so we've got one of my favorites back in. I can't remember if I mentioned or not. 302 Gelato's back in. I've popped it up here with some vivid, and also I noted today that 302 looks fantastic with my little through the year print as well. I didn't tag that. 0028. If you want to get to those, you'll find it. 0028 for this one. The tidy ups are tagged though because I just display. There are a few little odds and bods in essential packs. Now today we had arrived 74 beautiful new bolts of Maywood Studio Shadow Play. So they've all been put on the shelf tonight. We all stayed back and did them tonight. They're all on the shelf in the right order, and now we're going to go through and do some pre-cuts and get them all up online for you over the weekend. I also want to make, of course, some new Stash Essential packs. So I need to make room for them, and there's just a few little ones left over, so I've marked them all down tonight. There's a beautiful pack of yellow. A little bit of yellow goes a long way, but I love this. So there's those. There's also some beautiful gelato packs. There's just a few of each, 1 or 2 or 3 of each. Some lovely mauve essential packs with fairy frost and shimmer and things in. We're kind of over hovering near the zip section tonight. I was matching up some things ready for Sunday for you. I noted there's only 4 each of these left, and I don't have any more, so I just want to let you know, because I know a lot of you, I did get that right, use this one a lot for kids things. This is sprinkles with the magnetic blue zipper on it, and they are the matching pull. So I've tagged those under Goulburn tonight for you. There's only 4 of each. I haven't, oh my goodness, time just flies. I haven't caught up with Vivian for ages. So we need to do that. I need to get her onto Facebook so you can meet her and have a chat. We need to do all of that this year. So I've popped those up for you as well. There's a few. Have a look under Goulburn, they're there. Also, school holidays coming up. And it's always a great opportunity if you have a young person staying with you or hanging out with you for a few days to get them into stitching. So just a little friendly reminder, we've got Susie's Gorgeous Kits, which do appeal quite a lot to young people, boys and girls alike. Let me just give you a close-up. So that's Susie. This, not the whole cushion, guys, just the stitchery kit here. I remember doing my first one probably about the age of 4 or 5 with my grandmother on the holidays. It was all drawn on. I have it framed. If you come to my house for dinner, it's hanging in the main bathroom toilet, along with stitches and cross stitches that Rob and I did through the years for our kids and stuff as well. But I still love it and treasure it. So if you do get a little person to do one, frame it. Don't just throw it in the cupboard. Don't make it into a library bag or anything. Please try and frame it for posterity so they can take it home and hang it on their wall or set it up on their dresser. So that's the cushion. I have put these on special tonight for you. Don't worry, Susie still gets hers. I'm just taking the cut so that you can get a little bit of inspiration. And I have not, have I? Is that it? Oh yeah, that's it. No, that's not it. I haven't brought that kit up. Let me show you this one. So this is the kit. Look, it's all coloured. It's all done. And all the thread is in there as well. So they can just, in the needle, everything's in there. So you just need a little pair of scissors and some time in a comfy chair on the veranda or outside in the garden, not in front of the television. Just time, precious time together. So important. And you know what? If I'm anything to go by, I'll never forget it. It was just lovely. I think maybe Vinny was running around cooking, gardening and stuff, but I do remember sitting with her and learning to stitch. And I do remember my grandfather whittling me my first, as in carving out whittling, my first small pair of knitting needles as well. So I know you can buy kids knitting needles now, but he actually made me some at a dowel. This is the other one. This one, Suze didn't pop in a cushion. This one she popped in a little bag, which I just think is so sweet. This one, because of the shape, probably ideally goes into a bag panel or something, and we could always pop some Odie coat over the top to protect it. But that mixed in with some cherry blossom oriental fabrics would be just gorgeous. So they're marked down for you. Please have a look. And I'll put them back before she realizes. What else? Under the Australian Sun specials for this week. Oh my goodness, you guys got stuck into the Melba fabric in the sale. Oh. And then poor Maria from Field of Fada in Spain says, we had a great show at Stitches, I need to order some Melba. So there was a little bit of a panic this morning and lots of photos and Google Translator back and forth with Maria. And so I've scrambled an order for her to go off to Spain. But she was like, where's it gone? I said, sorry. And so when you know what happened? I said to her, I've got new fabrics coming out in September, which I do. You'll get a preview soon, right? So new ones out in September. She thought I meant I was reprinting Melba for the Melba exhibition. She didn't read the word farewell Melba. Anyway, so thank you. I've popped these two up tonight just because they matched. So I'll leave these up until midnight Saturday. Does that suit you? Because we've got a whole show going on Sunday, a big new show. So just on a whim. Also, I'll do combo orders this week because it's already Thursday night. So if there's anything you'd like, I will be sending out Tuesday next week, and we'll combine with anything from Sunday just to give Susie a breather tomorrow. She's got a lot to do. Right. I also popped up on special some essential packs that are quite similar to those that I've used in our kangaroo pouch wallet. Just if you've made yours already or you'd like to do it in different colours and you just want to get the pattern. So these are on special as well. So that one's very close to the bag. This one's got a little bit more of a kick in it. I like that one, and I love this one. So that one's sort of blue greys. So they're all lovely. And again, I need to make room. I'm also up to pre-ordering my batik range that I've done with Northcote Fabrics. So I'm sort of thinking ahead about what I want to keep to go with those. So there you go. I popped up my tidy up. That's all that there. I just want it to look nice. I don't want you to rock up on a Wednesday night and I've literally got my washing hanging behind the stand. It should always still look kind of professional, except for the cat. Okay, let's get on to this. Have I missed anybody? Cindy, good evening. Welcome. I can see you're here. Hello, Tracy Fisher. Gail's here. Pat's here. Lovely. Jan's in the building. Francis, good evening. Oh, you're all lovely. Helen Clifford, I can see, is here. Pilar, good evening. Good morning to you, I should say, as well. Okay. So I'm just going to keep going, going to continue with my bag. Let's go back to the big, bright overhead shot. There we go, Jim. There's that door. Okay, I need to just pop these here. I'm going to pop these back on here because what I did before you got here was got this side of my vertical pocket done here. And I didn't go ahead and top stitch that because I thought I'd make my life just a little bit easier. And as I talked about before, we are going to switch over to Walking Foot to do the top stitching because this is a little bit thick. And remember, it's got the stitch enhancer on it, but also on top of that, this is a heavier weight fabric. Jackie, I don't know. This evening, I'm not quite sure. It's the fresh air of the country. No, that makes you, I don't know, that makes you sleepy. I don't know. I'm very fortunate. I do sleep still, and I didn't sleep well before we moved to the country, but I do a lot more physical stuff now and I sleep. So my advice, big walk before bed. What else? Fresh fruit and veg from the garden? I don't know, Jackie, but thank you. You know what? I just love what I do. I just love it. And I love sharing. I have a terrible reputation when I'm teaching. People usually slow down towards the end of the day. I get faster. Jane will testify for that. Okay, I'm going to turn this round just so I can show you a little bit easier. Whenever you come across instructions for zip insertions in my patterns, and I'm sure in a lot of others, it always says to sit your zip face up and then place your outer fabric for your bag right side down. If you do it any other way, you're bound to muck it up, and this is where I'll fess up. I thought, oh, I'll get ahead from the girls. I've got plenty of time. I'll put this first zip in, and I didn't follow that, and I put the zip in upside down, and then I went, I've got 5 minutes. So I had to rip it off and quickly redo it. Okay, so that's on. And I don't need to go all the way down because we know this is not going to move around much. The zip has no stretch, and this has no stretch now because we've put the stitch enhancer on the back. Now we can flip. I do, Joe. For those of you in a quilter's life, and if you were thinking of joining, speaking of people that love what they do, if you are a member, you get the opportunity to come to a free event including lunch and meet the amazing Oh, I'm just biased. She's just gorgeous. Priscilla Bianchi from Guatemala. You can have lunch with Priscilla, and she's going to talk about all of her Guatemalan textiles, her journey, where she's been in the world, her inspiration. She's a hoot. I don't know how else to describe her. If you're in a quilter's life, I put a photo up of her that she sent me, and she sent me the gorgeous serious ones, and she sent me this one for fun, and that's the one I used. She's standing like this. She's just a ray of sunshine, and yeah, really, really good fun. So we were due for a day for our Quilters Life members. It's been nearly a year since our first open day. I can't believe it. So it is a freebie, and you're invited to come and join Rob and I and the team on Easter Monday. So please, if you haven't checked your emails and you're in the club, please do that. You might want to join. It's unconditional $10 a month. You can come and go as you like, and you've got so much stuff in there. So yes, come and meet Priscilla. It's a lovely kind of, it's going to be a really fun day, and just informal, and you know, she's not going to be stuck up on a stage and you're watching or anything. She'll just be here with you in the shop shed, in the garden, everything, and you can meet her, and we get to have fun with her all Easter. Yippee! All right. So, and if those of you that are local are wondering, yes, I've booked the Nuji pub for lunch while she's here. Definitely. So, yeah, we'll get to take her up there and go to the Taronga Falls? I think so. Anyway, the waterfalls, and then lunch at the Nuji pub. Right. Ah, did you see Ginny? No, Gin. Oh, that's the Gin. Keep it. Sit here, please. I do not wish to be attacked while I'm inserting a zip. Oh, nah. Unbelievable. So I've got, she's gone now. I've got my needle a fair way over. It's on position 4. And it's just important to remember that if you walk away from your machine or go to another project, just put a little note on your work saying I put it on position 4, because you will probably want all of the exposed section of the zip on your bag to be constant between multiple pockets if you've got more than one. So this one and our multi-pocket purse. Oh, we're going to make a heap of kits up for those for wholesale too. Holy dooly. I'm going to fold that back, get my zip out of the way. And the energy as well, I think you'll agree with me, often comes from, it does come from passing on knowledge, and we're doing that in many different ways here at the moment with our junior team. So we have Will Upston, Bree Mann, and Cameron Mann, and Jade Melson, so Susie's daughter, Nancy Mann's grandkids, known Nancy for a long time, very talented, and in sewing, there's photography and everything. So Jade's fantastic. She does a lot of our kits, so if you're buying our TO kits, or she does a lot of our, packs up all our zips and everything for us as well at home. And she is also doing all the recipe testing, because she's an absolute budding pastry chef extraordinaire for next year's calendar. So I really, really enjoy working with these lovely young people and passing on knowledge. And I must say, Will and Bree are all over running Shopify websites. They're incredible. So they'll be working in here together as a team on Saturday. Go. Because my babies are all grown up now. Phil's still there in the background, Steve's still there in the background, but they're all grown up and got their own jobs. But that's life, isn't it? All right, let's have a look at this. So I've given it a really good press. My zip's sitting up here. Remember, I always say do as I say, not as I do. Tack these down so your little zip doesn't come off the end. All right, so you don't want to lose that. And now I want to go back and top stitch this. I want to get this section done tonight for you so you can see how it's all going to come together. And then I'll do this one over here. And I can't remember what I said last time, but that's now the plan. So we're going to go back to the machine and here we go. You know, I think Rob's forgotten. Rob's forgotten I'm live tonight. Not a text, not a check. Are you okay, sweetheart? Is it all good? And he's not even watching. Unreal. That doesn't sit well when it's your wedding anniversary tomorrow, does it? Maybe he just has confidence. It won't be alright. After he pulled the studio apart and put it back together for the lights to be done. Okay. Oh, Lordy Lord. Go in. I can't see. This is just awkward. You know why? Because of all the lights that I've got shining on it. Hang on a minute. Just, can you see that? What am I doing? Yeah, is that it? Hang on, I've got to turn the machine around. I've got one light on a weird angle, like when you can't see, when you've got reflection of something on your dash in your car. There we go. There we go. That's it. Goodness me. But I've just got, yeah, it's a weird reflection there. So that's just a learning curve with those new lights. I'll fix up. Right, so I've made sure that I've got on my wide needle width plate. I've switched over from the straight before the show for the zipper, and if I hadn't, I'd need to make sure I am now, because I'm leaving that needle in the same position. I wonder if it'll let me sew without changing feet. I think it will. I'm leaving the needle in the same position as I had the zipper foot, because what it means for me now, I'll just point the edge of my walking foot. When I put it down, I can have it, excuse me, let's try that again. I can have it sitting right up against the edge of this fold, which is rather thick because of the stitch enhancer underneath. Because what you've got to remember is now we've actually got 2 layers of stitch enhancer and 2 layers of canvas, because we've folded under both as the seam allowance, and then we've also got the lining underneath. So that's why I think it's really good to switch over to the walking foot. And on top of that, treat it like you are quilting. So I've dropped my thread tension down as well, as I would if I was quilting. Now I don't actually have to do that on this machine, it will automatically do it for me, but if you are manually changing your thread tension, I would drop it as you do for quilting when you do this. So it's not a super tight top stitch, but can you see that down there? It's nice, and it's probably what you would almost call a commercial top stitch width. Now I'm just going to go over ever so carefully and slowly my nylon metallic zipper on the end, and just tack that like that. Ginny, that she's taken a spool of my variegated Suspargo thread out of a basket. I don't want to talk about it. My cat doesn't usually do this. Alright, we'll lift this up and pull that through. Now, I could have done that better, I'm going to be honest with you. It's just a smidge uneven. Tricks to battling that, I would then increase my foot pressure. So you can change your foot pressure, how far it comes down onto here. If you've got well, I'm calling them a smart machine now, the digital machines like a smartphone. You can do that on your screen. If you've got one of the older style machines or a Genome, you open up this case on the end, there'll be a little circular dial, say 1, 2, 3. Wherever it is, you can up it so that you've got a stronger tension to go through some thicker stuff. Oh, hello beautiful, get off me. I love you too, Ginny. Okay, so there you go. That's all on. I've tacked these ends as I'm going, just so it's a little bit more sturdy. And that's on, so we can take it back across. You know when your children start playing up, or your grandkids start playing up at the supermarket, you go, yes dear, you can have that when we get home. Yes dear, that's fine. And then you get them out to the car park. And let fly. That's how I feel about this cat right at the moment, when you've all gone home tonight. Alright, so now that this is done, we need to make sure that we have the fascia underneath. So we talked about this last time. You need a piece that covers all of it, that sits behind, because that is going to be what you see when you open your pocket. So you've got to have something there, otherwise it's just going to hit your batting underneath for your whole bag panel. So I actually want to take this piece now and just tack this down so it all stays in place. We're going to add on to here, and we're going to add on to here, and we're going to add on to here. So maybe for now, just to cut a little corner, we just need to tack this edge to secure, because the other 3 sides are going to have another piece added to them. So I'm just going to put that together. I just want to hold this so it doesn't move around. So we'll head back here, and this time I'm going to move my needle right over to the other side, so it sits, this tacking stitch will sit inside my 1/4 inch seam. So I've got a little mark here on my walking foot on either side, and I know that when my needle is in the middle here, I've got a 1/4 inch to this mark here on my foot. Have a look at your foot. Your bananas have all got one, but have a look and see if you've got a spot that's going to give you that 1/4 inch. So with that in mind, I've taken my needle right across, and it's now, with keeping it still on that 1/4 inch mark on the edge, I'm getting an 1/8 of an inch tacking stitch. I've got my stitch on 3, but I can even up it higher than that. And I love doing bags like this, because when you get this sort of thing happening where they're not even on the edge, that side is, I'm just trim as I go. Make it up as you go. Whisk this through. Now, remember, this is a wraparound base and sides, this free pattern. If you want to understand, oh, look how uneven that is. Let's go fix that. If you want to understand how that all works and how to change it, then that little bag design little booklet of mine might be worth sticking on your wish list for yourself, or for Mother's Day or something like that. It's not much, and it's just going to help you with those calculations as well. Ram. What, Jen? Oh my goodness. There we go. So we'll just trim that off. And I'm pretty sure we did this pretty rough and ready, didn't we, back at the start? Janice, good evening. I can see you're here. Yes, she is, Megan. She needs Auntie Megan to come and sort her out. I'm just going to trim these other sides down while I'm here. It's just taking off the end of the zipper. Like that. Okay, let's have a look what we're going to add on. So if we have a look at this little map we've got here, we have a piece going on here, which is this piece here. Oops. Well, for those of you that saw my post in A Quilter's Life this morning, I did go and pick up 20 kilos of tomatoes, and Sandy helped me halve and core them all, and half are in the dehydrator and half are in drying and the other half are in the oven roasting. Sorry, I left you on the machine. So I've trimmed them all up round here, and there's that tacking line that we did. So everything's now kind of nice and neat. I got a little bit of the lining showing out this side, but not too much. Okay, so I'm going to pop that back here. That's going to go up to the top. This piece is this piece here, and we're going to sew this on here. So that's going to take in all of those layers from the narrow side of our pocket. So that's going to go on there. I believe I left you on the machine. Sorry about that. Alright, so now this is a real 1/4 inch seam with the walking foot, because we've got multiple layers. So we'll just give this an iron out here. If you like, you can add a top stitching, just as a little extra feature. It's not really necessary, but you can if you like. And then I'm going to turn that around this way. So now we've got this whole section here has been completed. So now we need to add another piece to the bottom. So this is 3 by 9, and that goes there. So we're going to flip this up, and then that will encase everything along the bottom. Now you can see I'm a little bit off, okay, but I can easily come back when I've got this piece on and trim that down. So you can constantly be a little bit over, a little bit under, and just trim it up as you go. When you're doing these and you're creating your own designs, you've just got so much more freedom. I'm going to just take this back to the machine. I'm not even going to pin this. Puss. Why are you not out catching mice or something? Okay. Let's wing it. Zip, didn't feel it in. Ignore the cat hair. There we go. So now that's done, and we need to add one to the top. Now today, or this evening, I discovered that one of my pieces, which is the one that goes on the top, that's also 3 by 9, is AWOL. So what I'm going to do is just take this spare piece I've got and pop some stitch enhancer on. The one that says Lisa. Okay, so we'll take this out. And I just need a thin strip. So I'll probably, this stuff, I need to make some more kangaroo pouches, but I'm actually making them simplified just with one fabric. So you'll see one in action or completed on Sunday morning in Daydreams, and I'm also making one up for our wholesale customers and you in this print. And those kits are actually, that kit's up on the website. But I know that I will use for my, probably now for my pocket, that's got, yeah, for this bit that I actually foundation pieced the strips on with this one, this would have been fantastic and also great to put inside this pocket on the back. So I think with this one, I will, when I make it again with that fabric and the Daydreams, I'll use it here. And I might even use it for the sides if I don't want to use Palin. I think I should take one for the team. I might try one both ways and we'll be able to compare them and see how they go. So, you know, if I've got any little bits left over from making this bag off this strip I've just cut, they're going to get used somewhere, if not in that kangaroo pouch. Right, so that was 3, and what did I say? 9. So I will just scoot that across there. And we'll just grab the instructions, double check. So I need a 3. By 9, I'll leave it folded in half and cut at 4.5. I've missed the bin 3 times under the counter tonight, just so you know, those stats, and it's right at my feet. I'll just iron this on here. And then we've got one for the top. So it is just like building blocks, isn't it? It's a little, to me, it's got that feel of making a, I don't know, a log cabin block or something like that, where you're just slowly building up the layers around the edge. And for us this time, the center of this is a zipper pocket. I watch Tash and a few other people. I watch people in places that don't speak English and they get freaked out when they see I'm watching, but I watch people do sew standing up. Tash does it. And I think I did it on Create and Craft for all of 3 shows. And you know, I just can't, I find it really hard to do. So I hope you don't mind putting up with me getting up and down. I mean, Tash has been doing it for years. She's brilliant at it. And she's so tall and she still does it. Oh, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about Natasha Makes. In the UK, my mate who I need to have a chat with in the next day or so. There we go. So that one's on. Oh, this is going to be, I'm happy now. I'm just going to trim this. I've obviously been a little bit off with a measurement somewhere. Oh, it's moved a little bit, so we'll take that off. Now I think you can almost say officially we have got half the front of our bag done. So that's going to go there. Whoa. And it's going to have this zip in here. Now so I'm going to make this one up the same way. Sorry, I've moved on you already. This one will get made exactly the same way, except this time the zip's going to sit horizontally, all right? So that'll go that way. And this will go this way. Now, definitely want my zipper to come over here, but hear me out. Do you remember way back at the start, we talked about the possibility of putting a little pin tuck of yellow in here. So, I mean, this all is great, but we're not going to see this unless we open a pocket. It's all going to be here. We're going to have some amazing bright yellow colour, whatever, for the lining, or a contrast up there. So we'll get colour from that. But I can't help feeling I need a pin tuck. So I'm going to cut this now. Jenny Miller, sweetie, where have you been all my life? You're allowed to be late, Jen. Just don't be late to the creative escape. Oh, I can't cut into this. These are my lining pieces. Hang on, I'm going to have to go the other way. We're doing this one. Let me cut. So I'm just going to cut I want a half. I want a half. Let's audition, shall we? I'm going to cut at 2, so it will fold to, no. If I cut to that, there we go. I need to cut to 1.5. Oh, Pam's here. Hello, Pam. Sorry I missed you earlier. Pat Adams is here. Oh, it's lovely. So nice. Okay. So when I sew this, I'm just going to get just a 1/2 inch, just a little bit showing. So I've cut it at 1.5, and I'm just pressing it in half, wrong sides together. If you're using a fabric that's got a right and wrong side, unlike a solid. And our bag is, from memory, 14.5 high. So we're going to go to there. Oh yes, that's right. That's the lining, and that's going to be the base. I remember now. So this is going to go in there like that. Now, when I've done this now, you're all going to go, well, Lise, you should have put one here. You should have put one here. You should have put one here. Yeah, I could have, and you can do that if you like. You can put one everywhere. This seam. So the only thing you've got to think about is that, and this happens with what? The Look at Me bag. I want this zip pull to be here. I don't want it round on the side of the bag. Remember, it's a wraparound basin size. I don't want it round on the side of the bag. It's going to be here. So that means if I want my zip not to be hidden by my pin tuck, when the bag is pieced together, you'll need to make sure that your pin tuck sits that way. All right. So when you put it all together and you press all your seams, you will need to press your seams that way towards that pocket. It might be a little chunky, so I just want you to take your time with that. But if you don't want this to be concealed under your pin tuck, then you'll need to press your pin tuck will go that way, and the seams for everything down this center here will go that way. On the Look at Me bag, what are you doing? Excuse me. Ears are back. On the Look at Me bag, I think it's on that one of our bags, I did actually purposely put the pin tuck towards the zip. It is the Look at Me bag. Have a look at Look at Me bag on the website, because I've just used a plain zip, and the way that it's all put together, it actually is protecting the zip pull and that and the whole zip section. So there are times that it actually works really well to have it under a pin tuck to protect it, but here we want it loud and proud and we want to be able to see it. All right, so this is where I am. I think you're probably bored stiff with this bag now, so I'm going to finish this off, and I will show it to you at the start of our show next week. I wish, when I've set up StreamYard, which is what we're going to use in pretty soon, and we'll be able to stream simultaneously to Instagram, Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I can also put on, I believe, Adam Humphries tells me, I can actually have my phone as one of my cameras. So I can actually switch to my phone and I can show you what that cat is up to at the same time. All right, so this is where we're at with this. So I really hope you'll have a go if you haven't started one already. Whatever you've got in the cupboard, you may have grabbed some of this great fabric when we had it. Do one scrappy first, get eclectic, put a whole heap of really fun stuff together, match it up with a zip if you've got one, or grab one next time you're on our website getting other stuff, and have a go at making one. You only need one pack of the zip, 1 meter, to do what I'm doing. You'll have some left over to make a purse or a wallet to go inside as well if you want to. So get all that together. I hope you've had a good look at this now. I'll come back to me, but just, you know, have a really good go at trying out something new if you haven't done it before. And if you really want your hand held for a workshop, you need to come and do this one with Megan, because it's going to be great fun. There is one workshop missing at the moment from the calendar, and I know I have promised machine quilting. I've just got to find the date. I've got it all sorted, and I will pick a day to do that. It's so hard because it's a little bit like designing handbags and things. Machine quilting is opening a Pandora's box of things that we can learn and do and experience. I went from a massive program of 4 one-days. I've pulled it back to 1. I just want to get you machine quilting. So I will pick a date for that and we'll get stuck in. I might actually offer for now 2 dates for that. There'll be a weekday and a weekend date. So I'll get that into the next newsletter for you as well. So anyway, that is it for this evening, Miss Ginny Gin. Going to come inside and chill now, just a little bit. So we're open tomorrow. We're open today and we're open tomorrow as well, 10 till 3. So if you're going to Farm World, you might like to pop in. That's out at Lardners Park. Pop in on your way there, on the way home. And I look forward to seeing you on Sunday morning. We are going to, I've got a box of it in here. We are going to be playing with and having a lovely look up close and personal. Okay, my bit's creased because it's my sample bit. We're going to be playing with Daydreams, the first collection that's arrived here with us as distributor from Jason Yentor. So I know it sounds really weird, but today, once I knew I had all of my orders picked for all the stores in Australia that have ordered Daydreams, Chandler's Cottage placed an order for Daydreams from the Textile Pantry. All weird and all in cyberspace, but it now means that we have Daydreams for Chandler's Cottage, and it will be moved 2 meters from the Textile Pantry to Chandler's Cottage on Saturday and be all ready, thanks to Will and Bree, for you to show you on Sunday morning here. And we're going to look at a few different cool things that you can do with it, get up close and personal, and I hope you really like it. I think you will. So that's Sunday. Margaret and I here. Next Wednesday night we're going to be talking all things Dutch. She's got a new cake. I wanted to make the cake again. She's got a really cool new cake. Anyway, all things Dutch, all Margaret's new stitcheries that are in here, but also a look at our Creativescape project for autumn. Now I've only got 2 spots left, so you're all coming anyway. But we really want you to see what we're doing, and if anything, if you missed out on this one, well then maybe you'd like to join us for the winter one, which is in August. So we're going to talk all of that and a big catch up because she's been away for ages. She might tell us a little bit about her adventures as well. I hope she will. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. And then what else do I have to tell you? Daydreams, Margaret. Oh, yes. Maywood Studio. Shadow play. I'm going to have an amazing pre-cut extraordinaire ready for you to show you on Wednesday night. Thanks to Liz and Margaret, I agreed to something today. I'll show you what it is when I see you Wednesday night, okay? So listen, have a fantastic Sunday, won't you? And I mean that. So what did I say? Have a fantastic Friday. I'm tired now. I'm overtired. Have a fantastic Friday, won't you, tomorrow? Have a great weekend. I'll see you Sunday, and I hope you've made some time to do some sewing in the next couple of days. You'll need to report back to me on Sunday and let me know, all right? Thank you so much for sharing your evening. Thanks, Donna, and thanks, Rosemary. Take care, get some stitching done, and chill. She says, I'm late, so late, I'm going now. I shall see you Sunday. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye-bye. Ginny, say goodbye. Are you going to say goodbye? No, okay, bye.